Come on, baby, let's take a little walk. We're going to give a little solo to our spiritual leader right here on this very lovely tambourine. When you're waiting for a voice to come in the night, there is no one. Don't you feel like crying? Don't you feel like crying? Don't you feel like cry, 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 cry. Cry, 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 cry. Don't you feel like cry, 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 crying? Cry to me. Oh, cry to me. Woo!
Good morning, everybody. Woohoo! I feel excited. How about you? Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Carol Ann Perini, and I am your host for today. And I see so many wonderful, happy, smiling faces. Most of you I know, some of you I don't. So I'm going to come and check you out later on. So, welcome. And this morning, I want you to know this is my first time hosting. I am going to be your host lead, and eventually we're going to build a hosting program like you've never seen before. Right? You ready? In the meantime, I'm going to stumble around here just a little bit because it's all new to me too. But anyway, I want to say I am glad that you all are here, that you could join us here today. I get a little verklempt because I am so happy. I'm so happy that we are finally together. We are. we finally get to play together and to build together and create this vortex of energy together that eventually, hopefully, that will go out into the community and beyond. So we are a radically evolving community, yeah? This is very different. I've never been a part of a community that has done this before, and I dare say probably none of you have either. So here we have this opportunity to grow and build together. Oh, and love is really what we already are. We're already love. Yeah. So I would like to introduce a couple of people. Reverend Veronica Silva, I beg your pardon, is our speaker today, and Larissa Stowe will be co-speaking. And of course, the amazing Lena is going to be performing. I mean that sincerely. And also, I would like to say, if you would all join me in wishing Jim Gardner a happy anniversary of 50 years of sobriety.
Wow.
Please stand, Jim. Please stand. And so, Lena, take it away.
All right. As you are able to, please stand and join us in singing We Come Together. Come on, Eileen C. Davis, you've been dying to sign. Get over here, girl. Take a look at the person next to you. Recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Oh, lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. Woo! Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves me and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Oh, lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. From every walk of life, every walk, every creed and color, that's right. In kinship we unite. Oh, in honor of the God in each other, we come together. We come together. Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Oh, lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. In the name of love. In the name of love. We finished. Ooh, I have to catch my breath.
Hello and welcome, beloved community. My name is Rachel Rosen. I'm lead practitioner here along with my co-conspirator, Valerie Day. And I would like to invite Valerie now as our practitioner support person to bring the candle up to this altar over here. And we're going to light it in honor of the light of this community, knowing that that light is also the light of spirit within and at the center of each and every one of us. And so we give honor to that, knowing that it never goes out. From the moment we take our first breath, it is with us.
This
And now we will-
little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Yes, you are. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. You let it shine.
I know you see on the screen an affirmation which I invite you all to say with me at this time. The circle of love is complete here. This love includes all and is bound by unity. We journey together in that love, hand in hand. We sit in the presence of that love and see the face of God in all. And I affirm that there is one God, one power, one love, one source. I recognize that power in all there is. It is everywhere at every moment, in all things that live, move, and have their being within it. As it is the source of all life, I absolutely know and affirm that it is the source of my life right now. I have my being within it as it is within me. I know this through my breath. This power runs me, gives me life, and connects me to itself, breath by breath. And as I know this to be the truth of me, it must also be the same for every living being, now and always. And so I know for each of us that God is the one constant, the essence of every living thing. As I am of God, so are each of you. And every way that God expresses through us is a blessing. As God is grace, so are we. As God is goodness, truth, beauty, joy, freedom, love, and peace, it expresses as our individual, unique selves. We walk through our world and our lives knowing that we are never alone, never without the support that slips in to lift us up, hold us steady, and move us forward. We turn inward now to the silence that envelops us with compassion and understanding, not having to know anything except just being. I invite us to breathe in and know that there is a power for good, and affirm that we can use it to live our lives filled with grace and ease, guided by divine intelligence. As we open our hearts and minds this morning, we accept all the good that God is through the message from Reverend Veronica and the music of Larissa Stowe, blessing all who have come together to create this very beautiful service for us this morning. The sound tech, hospitality, music, our host Carol Ann, our practitioners, our senior minister Reverend Bobby Becker, our entire congregation, in person and virtually. I now release these words with deep gratitude into the action of divine mind, knowing it is good and very good. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
Wow, look at that.
It's pretty impressive.
Beautiful, right?
Yes, yes it is.
So good morning, everyone. I'm Tori Sina, and
Janice Guevara.
I'm with the leadership of the new combined amazing Namaste in Seal Beach.
Yes, we are.
And we're together here just to do some announcements. But first, before anything, let's all get up and say hello to people, especially if somebody you don't know. Wish them a happy Sunday, and we'll go from there. Go ahead and head back to your seats. And there'll definitely be more time after service for all this.
That's not gonna happen.
It's so hard. I know the feeling. It's so awesome to come together, isn't it?
incredible. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our collaboration vision statement. So if you'd like to repeat with us, not after us, I was going to say after us.
With
at
us.
At the same time, on your mark, get set, go.
Through mindful and respectful exploration, we are creating a healthier foundation that supports and engages a whole beloved community equipped to launch new strategies for a thriving spiritual center. Woo! That's right.
Yes.
All right.
Now to the really important stuff.
Our first announcement. Okay, if I can read this.
I'll
Make it bigger?
for you. You got it.
Thank you. The Circle is excited to welcome Pris Munson back again on Saturday, July 22nd at 2:30. Pris Munson is a ceremonialist, sound and bath meditation guide, and religious science for 40 years. She'll continue the Ascension, a personal journey she took us on in April, and take us a layer deeper into exploring our own ascension. We'll gather in sacred circle where it is safe to playfully and thoughtfully, lovingly explore what ascension is, where you are in a process and what's next on your path to wholeness. The session culminates with the sound bath. Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Gotcha.
With the sound bath and guided meditation. Bring a mat, blanket, pillow, and your favorite sacred object.
Anywhere I can bring my pillow and my blanket.
Yeah,
It's good to go.
It's good to go.
Love that. Next announcement, July 15th at 10:30 with Rev Veronica on Zoom. To get the link, you got to go to the newsletter, and that comes out on Wednesdays. Join like-minded people embracing spiritual eldering. Did I say that right? Spiritual eldering, as we move through the process of infinite beings living in the finite bodies. We are discussing concepts discussed in From Aging to Saging, a revolutionary approach to growing older by Zalman. Oh, yeah. You're going to read that. You guys see that up there? The author? And on Ronald S. Miller, he also wrote it. So there we go. Moving on.
Good job. Okay. Next, we're announcing the meditation weekday mornings at 7 a.m. There are numbers of ways to be supported during the week. Daily spiritual practice, jumpstart your weekday morning. Join our practitioners every weekday morning at 7 a.m. for prayer, support, and connection. You can call in or join on Zoom. Information is on the website and in the newsletter. Also, our practitioners are available after service. More ways to contact a practitioner can be found at the bottom of the weekly newsletter.
And I love that a particular opportunity for us every day to start with a fresh slate, carries on to the day, to the week, and all the people you touch through the day probably benefit as well. So I love that opportunity for us. And thank yous. Here we go. My favorite part.
Roll it out.
Our welcome team and hospitality team. Let's give that up. And we've got our music, of course, Lena, the one and only, or the AL. Amazing Lena. The tech team, Matt Profit and John Broderick, helping us out over there. And then, of course, the practitioners are Valerie Day and Raquel Rosen. Rachel.
Raquel's kind of cool.
Raquel just brought a little something inside, a little pizzazz, sorry. And then, of course, Rev Veronica and Larissa Stowe. Thank you so much for being here today and putting up with my announcements.
And this is a great moment to just sit back, maybe close your eyes, contemplate, meditate, or think of nothing, really. When we empty our mind, it's probably best a lot of times.
I regret things that I've done. I go within my heart and soul. I start again, knowing I'm whole. God is right here where I am. I am right where I should be. As I fill my mind with peace, I feel it washing over me. God is right here where I am, flowing in and out through me. In this moment, I am free. And when things go wrong, my way is dark, when I lose my song and life breaks my heart, I go within my heart and soul. I start again, knowing I'm whole. God is right here where I am. I am right where I should be. As I fill my mind with peace, I feel it washing over me. God is right here where I am, flowing in and out through me. In this moment, I am free. In this moment, I am free. Oh, I am free.
Thank you, Lena, for that beautiful music. Today, we give recognition to Disability and Pride Month. And so I return to a book by Richard Rohr entitled Everything Belongs. I'd like to read a passage from it now. The fact that God has given us so many different faces and temperaments and emotions and histories shows us how God honors each unique journey and culture. God is not threatened by differences. It is we who are. Elsewhere he writes, true religion is always about love. Love is the ultimate reality. Now, New Thought defines love as the complete and total unconditional giving of life to itself. So when we talk about acceptance, what we really mean is surrounding a thought or a person with absolute and complete lovingness. I like to use that form of the word love because it moves it from an idea into an action and a way of being as I move through my life. And he offers us this mantra: God's life is living itself in me. I am aware of life living itself in me. I'm astonished that there is always something more to learn and to unlearn, to know and then to unknow. We are forever in this process of learning and unlearning, like clearing out our closets year to year, so that we may always make room for what is only true, what is good, and what is kind, if we want to live an authentic life with ourselves and others. In my own life, I live with someone who has been disabled due to a stroke. So he's known what it's like to have lived as a whole person in total command of his physical abilities and then having to learn how to navigate his life with a whole new set of physical challenges. But he loved himself and believed enough in himself to take on this new challenge and get to a place where he can now move more freely and be more in charge of his body than he had in the beginning, though it is still a struggle. My challenge is to stay in that place where I am love and give love in every circumstance. In other words, to be the unconditional lovingness that I believe God is. And I'm not perfect at it, but it is my practice that I've taken on in order to be matching the challenge and the stresses and strains that he goes through, and to be a buffer, if I can, for some of that, to make his life a little easier, and to be, for myself, to be a little kinder. So it's a really good practice for me in kindness. My daily spiritual practice is to surround every situation and every conversation with unconditional love, and to remember that even with someone I love and live with, I don't always know his story. I don't always know the battles he's fighting. But I remain open to seeing, listening, and learning what his life experience is, so that I can be a true companion. As I said, I'm not perfect, so it is my daily practice. My training as a practitioner and as someone who recognizes the value and the joy of being a transparency for spirit has made it easier. And I see that it's essential for me to begin each day with meditation and prayer, to empty myself of who I think I am in order to simply be, so that I can respond to what life brings to me moment by moment. Life is for learning. There are so many things to learn, but most important is learning to be the love that God is. Being a force for love in a beloved community means being nothing and everything. It means being transparent and standing for what is good, not what is easy. For what I say I believe or know to be true, and to be kind. Because I never know what is someone else's story. But chances are that there is a hurt somewhere that needs transforming. My belief is that anyone who is sincerely on a spiritual path is learning how to be an alchemist, one who transforms him or herself, first and foremost, in order to help transform the world around them. Thank you. And now I'd like to bring up Reverend Veronica and Larissa.
Yes, let's give Rachel some love. That was beautiful. Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to introduce Larissa before she begins our opening song. We've known each other about 20 years now, and she has made such an impact on my life. I want to share her with everyone. Yes, she is up to, yes, absolutely. She's the founder and lead singer of Larissa Stowe and the Shakti Tribe, which is an amazing band. If you haven't heard them yet, they are on Spotify and YouTube. Amazing conscious music. She is leading the Weevolution, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Weevolution, which is building a community of love and connection where we play and work together to make this world a better place. And she's a mom and so much more, Kundalini instructor, and did I miss anything?
You know, there's a whole lot going on in here.
There's a whole lot. So I wanted to introduce Larissa as she opens us up with the song. Thank you.
So, you know, we talk about, and I'm going to move my chair up just a little bit more here with all of you watching. Because I want to get the mic closer to the harmonium. We are so courageous. I just want to say, every single one of us here is so courageous for coming into form, for saying yes to life. Because it takes a lot of courage to be all that unconditional love that we really are, that we come from and we return to. And to say, I'm going to go into this dense place, into an itty-bitty little body, when I'm huge and I'm expansive and I'm absolutely everything in that energy and that consciousness of love. Because I want to grow consciousness for the whole of the one, of Source. That's who we are. So when we think about, remembering that God is always with us, I want to also say, remembering that the God that is with us is us, the love that we are. So when we sing these songs to remind us. I like to think of this one is like, have you heard of the movie All of Me? Do you remember that with Lily Tomlin and Steve Martin? Remember the spiritual guy, the spiritual monk man who had the bull and he's always trying to get him back in bull? He's like, back in bull! Because they had switched bodies. Do you remember that? Right? And he was trying to get them back into their body. Well, this is to bring our spirit, which we are unconditional love, back into these bodies, because this is where we choose to be to grow consciousness and to fully embrace growing consciousness. So I invite you to sing this with me. This is a we song. This isn't a me song. This is a we song. And it's really just calling back the love into the body and saying yes to being in our bodies together right now. Because this is what we said we wanted to do, is to grow consciousness. The words are, I'm calling back my spirit. I'm calling back my heart. I'm calling back my spirit. I'm calling back my heart. Come home. Come home. She's calling me. The river returns to the sea. Come home. Come home. She's calling me. The river returns to the sea. Easy, yes? So there's no excuses. Right? It's very easy to sing along. I invite you to take a deep breath in. Exhale that out. We're going to open up, just open up that light source that you are. I'm calling back my spirit. I'm calling back my heart. I'm calling back my spirit. I'm calling back my heart. Come home, come home. She's calling me. The river returns to the sea. Come home. Come home, she's calling me. Just trust the wind beneath your wings. Here we go. I'm calling back my spirit. I'm calling back my heart. I'm calling back my spirit. I'm calling back my heart. Come home, come home. She's calling me. The river returns to the sea. Come home, come home. She's calling me. Just trust the wind beneath your wings. And one more time together, maybe even more. Like just feel that light and that love that you are in your body. Like, oh, just receive that. I'm calling back my spirit. I'm calling back my heart. I'm calling back my spirit. I'm calling back my heart. Come home, come home, she's calling me. The river returns to the sea. Come home, she's calling me. Just trust the wind beneath your wings. I'm calling back my spirit. I'm calling back my heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, honey.
Whew, yes. Just feel your whole being open. Yes, thank you so much. Exactly. I'm glad you said it. So Larissa, we are building a new community here.
Yeah, I see that. It's very,
Yes.
very exciting.
Yes, isn't it?
It is. I can feel
Right.
the vibration of what's happening here, and it's exciting. It's really exciting.
Yeah, you can feel the excitement and
I feel it being all stirred up. Like there's a stirring, you know, that happens when you're creating. Creation does that. It stirs things up before
That-
it builds it up.
yes,
Stirring it
definitely.
up.
Definitely. And so you yourself are building a community as well, the Weevolution. Yeah. And so I feel like it's a parallel. We're walking parallel paths. Can you tell us more about the Weevolution and the stirring up that's going on?
Yes. Well, okay, first of all, I'm going to take off my shoes.
Make yourself at
Because
home.
I'm just going to make myself at home because, you know, it's important to be who we are and be completely authentic. And yes, I'm very inspired. I have to say I'm inspired in spirit as this vision first came when I was very, very sick back in 2019, and I was fighting for my life. And I had this experience with Divine Mother who came to me, and now I'm not going to say like in a physical form, you know, descending, because some people think, is that what happened? No, it was this energy, this light, it is, you know it when it happens, when it comes to you, when you're completely filled with the energy of the Ma. And she came to me when I was in the hospital and reminded me of when I had been visited years before and been told that I could no longer, I had ran out of the energy of plugging into what they called at the time the 9, which is the frequency that pretty much I've come to learn is what we have been plugging into as a collective, which is this, I'm just me, myself, and I going straight into spirit. And you see that with the martyrs, even the religious martyrs that have been on this planet, going straight into spirit, but without the we, like seeing that we are God in form and relating to each other as God in form. And I was shown, years before that I wasn't receiving the we, the God in all of us. I was just going this way. And when I was in the hospital, I was reminded, we shared with you years ago that you have no more energy of plugging into that. You've done that for lifetimes. It's time to plug into the we. And they reminded me, it's much more fun. It's way more fun with the we, because it's not that martyr thing anymore. It's not that sacrificial lamb thing anymore. What it is co-creating in a space of collective vision and looking at what you want in life, what you want to create in life with your beloveds. Now, mind you, when I was in the hospital, I didn't get that clear of a picture, but it came later, and it kept being revealed. And when I was in the hospital, I asked Divine Mother, how can I evolve myself to plug into this we? And she said, there is no more, and I said, how can I evolve? And she said, there is no more evolving, there's we-volving. There is no more evolution, it's we-volution. So when Veronica speaks of like the we-volution, it came from these conversations that I was having with Divine Mother, and like, oh my God, okay, what does that mean? And so what I've learned is that it is really about the we creating together from love. From the biggest picture of that.
Wow. That is beautiful, because it feels like that's what we're doing here as well. So it's like in the air to create from the we, and no longer from just our own individual. I could totally understand that, because when I used to, in my spiritual journey as well, I would meditate, and it was all about how I feel and me connecting, and it was all about me. And I really see that all that left was just me.
Right.
And so now we impact each other, and so it can't just be me, myself, and I, because we are such energy-wise, everything impacting each other, as we are right now in this room.
We are. We appear as many, but we're really one organism.
We appear as many. I love that. We appear as many.
We do. Just like there's many voices on the inside of you.
Right.
Right? You're not just one voice. And we're the same way, outside in, inside out.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so on this journey of building, creating, wevolving, I'm sure there's been like change and things that you've needed to walk through, fears, because we can't be the same people that we were when we are evolving into something new and a greater expression. So can you talk about like how you walked through change and the fears that maybe come up in a community when there's change?
Well, we were talking about it earlier, and just recently, my husband and I, along with others in our community, came together. Mackie is actually one of these beings here that is a part of buying a piece of property in Cornville, Arizona, 30 minutes south of Sedona. And the reason why we bought this is I've had this vision of like, okay, so we're talking about the we, and about walking and evolving, but how do we actually do that in our bodies and make that real in life? Well, like you all are doing here, like bringing two different communities together, spiritual communities together, that is a big vision, right? Because you're different. Like you had different ways of doing things, and it's like, okay, now you're going to bring these two communities together. And now you get really this opportunity to embody unconditional love in a way that you haven't before. Like it's calling you forth. It's like, you were shown that it's like your muscles of working within your one community, you got really strong at that, right? And you got so good at it, and your muscles got so strong that it was time, Spirit gave you this opportunity to combine two different communities together, because you need to grow even bigger muscles, and you had been lifting that weight long enough. And it's like, let's put on some more weights. Let's make that a little bit heavier, right? And it takes more strength, and it's going to build who you are, and it's going to help you embody that deeper understanding, embodiment of unconditional love. Not just talking about it, but really embodying it. And that's what it was for me at Shiloh. And there's been a lot of challenges, that have come up. And in the past, I could have responded, or I should say even reacted, from a place of fear, like, oh my God, it's not going the way that I think it should go. Like I thought we were going to have some more financial support, and it's like, okay, we all know that when finances are involved, it's like, it's like, okay, I've got to trust. I've got to trust, like deeply trust myself and trust this community, trust the we vision that's happening. And when the contractor that's in the space, we love him, and there's been a lot of issues, like a lot of issues. And again, it's like choosing in that collaborative space. In the past, we can look at a contractor like, I've hired you, and you should be doing your job, and I got to keep you on track, and you got to do this, and That's the old paradigm. The new paradigm is, here is this beloved human that's in our space who's having some challenges. Now, I can either get upset with him, or I can love him. And I can love him even more, and love him into the vision of what we are creating, not just myself, but what we are creating together. So instead of reacting from a place of conflict and I've got to control this and I've got to manage this, which is from the mind, that's just the mind leading. The embodiment of unconditional love is like, there's a we here. There's not just a me and trying to control an outcome. This is, if we're creating a conscious community that we stand for unconditional love as a community, then the creation of that community also has to come from that unconditional love. We have to embody in the creation of the community unconditional love. If we're going to have a community that's unconditional love, I mean, it's kind of like not rocket science. However, we forget.
Yeah, I find that very powerful, that to build a community of unconditional love, that we need to embody it and be it as we're building. Like, that makes absolute sense, but I hadn't thought about it like that before. It's like, wow. So it's our practice. It's our practice.
Yeah.
And I loved what you said about lifting weights, like our love weights. We're adding more weight onto our barbell. And sometimes I feel like, can somebody spot me, please? I feel like I have a little too many weights on there. But as you said, this is what's being pulled from us, from our soul, from we are the ones asking for this because we are building it, and so it's
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And because you're that strong, because you have that capacity, that's why you called this in, for this to happen, right? And it's not easy. Like, I heard, oh, come on, tell me what your name is, beloved, right? Well, Rachel, and right next to you. Because you talked in the beginning, Carol Allen, about, this has never been done before. I mean, we're doing a brand new thing here, right? And when we do brand new things, it's complete potentiality. Like, you have like this possibility of creating something that is modeling something so powerful for the rest of the spiritual community. And this is really a place to practice the we. And this is really where we're moving, is from that old paradigm of that hierarchical, energetic in the world, where it's like top down, right? And there's the one person leading. But what takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage and a lot of vulnerability is to lead together and to take arms, hands, and hearts and walk together in a unified vision that comes from unconditional love. That takes a lot. And that says a lot about you as a community. That you said yes to this.
Yes. I could feel when you were talking earlier about control and all of that. I could feel my hairs raising on the. We have any recovering control people here? Just admit it now. It's okay. It's okay. We're here. We're the new 12-step program for control. Building a community of love. Yes, that's a tall order. And so you mentioned trust, and what came to me when you said trust was faith.
Yeah.
Like how faith in that which we cannot yet see, but yet we have the vision, like the inner vision, but we don't have the outer complete yet.
Right.
So how do you find the faith when maybe there's some chaos or things going on?
Veronica, practice makes peaceful. And when I say that, it's like every single day I wake up, the number one thing that I do before I do anything else is I do breath work. And then number two thing I do is I do a movie meditation called Riding the Dragon. And in these practices, it opens me up to Source. So I plug into Source daily. And in plugging into Source daily, it fills me, it reminds me that I am love. And it fills me with who I am, which is unconditional love. So it like, because being in a very dense form, these bodies are very dense. This earth is very dense. She's complete potentiality. I mean, she's exciting because anything is possible here and everything grows here. We grow. And in that place of growing, you know, we have beginner's mind again. To grow, you must start anew. You must have beginner's mind, and that's dense. So with that density, it's remembering that we are love. But if you don't plug into Source, into that unconditional love daily, it's going to be really challenging to be able to create from that love. So that's number one. And I literally have missed, like, since 2019, you know, I would say 3 to 4 days of starting my day that way. Because
Wow.
I know it's that important.
Yes, that is a committed practice. Yes. So speaking of plugging in daily, you know, you have the 6 commitments.
Yeah, the 6 global agreements.
Global
okay,
agreements. The global agreements of the Weevolution. Do you want to share about them, or because I think the global agreements and our values and mission statements and everything that we're building is creating like a scaffolding for us to move and flow through. And I feel like that's what the agreements do. And so it gives us boundaries and reminds us of what we're here to do. So do you want to share about that?
Well, you said that very well, by the way. And yes, these were created, and I have to say that these 6 global agreements that Veronica printed out here, this is the wisdom of the ages, really. So, you know, as like I didn't create them out of thin air. It's truly the wisdom that has been spoken in so many different ways through so many different people. But putting them into this framework and putting words to them so that as a community, we have something that we can work with together. Like we have these agreements that come from our own heart, like that we choose to agree, because when we agree, we come together, right? We come into a unified vision. So I knew with creating actually Shakti Love Warriors, and I think we may be live right now. Rojo is leading today. We have a daily practice of coming together online on Facebook and having time to meditate and to share what we're going through and what we're transmuting and hopefully uplifting one another through that. But I was inspired through things that were coming up even in the leadership to create a structure that we could dip into and that we could utilize so that we could be looking at going in the same direction to a higher vision. And in creating this, it was like creating it also for Shiloh, so that if there is anything that comes up where people are going sideways and are getting triggered, that we have agreements of how we can work through that and what is important to us. And in doing this, I started realizing as I was sharing this with the world, I got asked to share in different places about the Weevolution, because these agreements help us to aspire and to integrate, like how can we be the Weevolution? So they're 6 simple, and yet everything that's simple takes practice, right? So these agreements are plug into Source daily, because why wouldn't you want to plug into unconditional love daily, right? Because that's really what it is. Source is just love, right? Number 2 is cultivating courageous vulnerability, which is so important with the Weevolution, because we're not presenting ourselves always from necessarily like, I've got it all together. It's really important instead to be really honest about what we're going through if we're going to create intimacy with one another and with ourselves, and to actually really embrace who we are right now, right? And number 3 is leading with compassionate curiosity. So when we're in community, rather than moving into that I know what's right and I know what's wrong and whatever you're saying is not correct right now, which is just from the head and not from the heart. What helps us to move into that place of unconditional love again is compassionate curiosity. Because if we're curious about where somebody has come from or what they've gone through and how they got to think how they're thinking, if we're curious about that, we're actually going to care about them. So we're not going to be thinking about the next thing we're going to say of how to prove our point and how to control a situation or control somebody on the outside of us. Instead, we're going to seek to have more understanding for who they are. And that's really beautiful for creating unconditional love within a community. Number 4 is practicing radical self-acceptance. That is so powerful. Beginning with accepting ourselves where we are, no matter what we're feeling. So, you know, if I'm having a conflict with you in a moment, right? And we're not seeing eye to eye, and maybe I'm even angry about it. Rather than trying to bypass my anger, rather than trying to pretend it's not there and trying to be nice and put on that, I'm really angry underneath this, but I'm going to try to be nice to you in this moment. You know how you do that? Or how we've done that? I have. Instead, it's like feeling into, it's okay that I'm feeling angry in this moment. I completely love and accept myself. It's okay that I'm feeling angry in this moment. It comes and it goes like a river that flows through the infinite. I am the infinite. So when I practice that radical self-acceptance for whatever I'm feeling, not making it right, wrong, good, or bad, I can take a deeper breath, and then I can actually show up in authenticity. I'm taking responsibility for what I'm feeling rather than projecting it at another person or projecting it at you. So that brings me so much closer to radical self-love. But starting with self-acceptance is a bridge to self-love. So that's number 4.
That is a powerful one. I must say, that one probably has changed my beingness the most, practicing that radical self-acceptance. Yeah, it's a good one. Good stuff.
I know, it's really hard to be compassionate for others and to really see the highest and see God within another if you haven't been able to see that within yourself. So once I can accept that I have anger, I can have sadness, I have grief, I have jealousy, I have all these things, then I'm not going to project as much onto you and go like, they're so jealous, oh my God, that person is always enraged. And, I don't want to be around them. The more I accept myself, the more I can actually have compassion for whatever you're feeling because I've embraced it within myself. So that's really powerful. And yeah, that's when I work with people, that's the number one thing that seems to create the deepest change is this piece of radical self-acceptance and working with those tools. Number 5 is respect others. So that's in there. Just right now, we can feel it in the world. There's so much polarity, and it's interesting. It's almost like we have been, that energy has amplified because we've given each other permission to be polarized. We've given ourselves permission to be polarized in social media and the way that we have engaged with one another, and it's creating more and more suffering on the planet, this polarization. And this right, wrong, good, bad, you should do this, you're wrong for doing that, scapegoating each other, dehumanizing each other for having different beliefs than we have. So number 5, respecting each other literally is just about understanding that yes, we can have different beliefs. We can see things so incredibly different. But if we can show up and just, again, be in that place of rather than making, pointing fingers and thinking good, bad, right, wrong, and instead respect one another so that we can cultivate a space of connection rather than separation. We are creating a world where everyone is welcome at the table of life. God created us. We created ourselves to be so incredibly different, to be fractals, all these different fractals of God, for a reason. So what we choose to do with that is up to us, and with respect, we create a world that we all can live in. And number 6 is my favorite. And number 6 is really important. And I see Bobby looking at her watch, so no, I should be rounding it up here, I think. Number 6 is play together. Is play together. That is my favorite one, and that is the one that I was first shown back in 2018, before I got sick. Which I was shown, like at that time I was told, you have no idea how much fun life can be in the we space. You get to play. So it's changing the mindset from, I want to create this thing. What are we creating? It's that switching from that goal-oriented mindset into a co-creation from play mindset. How can we play together even more and have fun like we did as children in the sandbox? How can we build sandcastles together that are even more amazing because we're building them together, because we're puzzle pieces and we all have very unique ways of expressing and sharing in life. And when you look at it that way and you come from that place, it is so much fun. And so these are the 6 global agreements that I really truly believe can move us from this martyr consciousness that we have been in on a planet for a long time. And I won't go into all that right now, and there's a reason why. But moving into what we see as the new earth. We've been talking about the new earth, but actually experiencing it is tangible. And I don't know if you can feel it in my field, but I know. Not only do I know it's possible, but it's destined. And I believe that you all have come together like this to bring this into an embodied state rather than just an idea. And so it is.
Yes, and so it is. Woo, yes. Thank you. So inspired. Yes, thank you. So inspiring for our community, yes. I'm just really inspired as we move together into creating this new earth. So thank you so much. And would you like to play another song?
If there's time. Is there time?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I just want to make sure that there is time, because I know things move fast in churches. I'm so happy to be here. I've been here, I was here with the band, I heard 5 years ago, but I know even longer than that. It's wonderful to be back here with you all. Yes? This is a harmonium, so it's a wind instrument. And I believe that it was first born in Germany, and then the English picked it up, and then they took it to India when they were colonizing India. And then the Indians were the ones that really brought this into like a more popular expression. They use it in their music all the time, and I love it. It's wonderful. You're welcome. So this song incorporates mantra. Mantra, specifically this mantra, is in Sanskrit. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Can you say that with me? Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. You got it. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. I'm going to invite you to sing this too. And there's another piece of Sanskrit in this, which is Om Gam Ganapata Ye Namaha. So, very good. So, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo is bowing to the divinity within yourself and all around you, bowing to that courageous, divine human that you are that said yes to life. When we give gratitude and we bow to the divinity, we're opening the gateway. It's like plugging into source, like the very first thing in your day. It's related to your root chakra at the base of your spine. It opens you up. And Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha is connected to your root chakra as well. It's a mantra for, we've been told in the past that it's a mantra for removing obstacles, but what most people don't know is that the energy of Ganesha, which is really your root chakra, which has everything to do with saying yes to life and being in a physical form, that we are also saying yes to the obstacles. So it's not just about removing obstacles, it's actually about bringing the obstacles and then transmuting them in your life and growing from them as well. And that's what removes them, is when you face them. So we're going to sing this together.
Oh
The oak within the seed, the flute within the reed, the harvest in the grain, the ocean in the wave, the titan in the small, the rise within the fall, in form and formlessness, you're the light of consciousness. Light of consciousness. Light of consciousness. The light of consciousness. Oh, Namo Guru Dev, Namo. Oh, Namo Guru Dev, Namo Guru Dev, Namo Guru Dev, Namo. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Larissa, I just want to say namaste. Thank you. Thank you. When she mentioned the global agreements, hey, everybody, do we play together or what? This is so awesome. So I'm inviting the welcome team and ushers up, if you would come up, please. Before we do our collection today, thank you all of you for being here. Before we do our collection today, hi Cheryl. This is our time of community giving. I don't know what it is today. I'm just verklempt, so be with me. This community of Seal Beach has been precious to me, but there has been an exponential growth for me being in community together. I feel this is so valuable to me. This means so much to me. I just want you all to survive and grow with me together. As Larissa said, it is a we-volution. We are growing together, and it's a we-volution. And so as a stakeholder, we are each stakeholders, and as a stakeholder in this community, I think it's important for me to share my treasure with this community to ensure its safety, to ensure its growth. And so now is the time for us to share that, and let us say our affirmation. And together we say, I freely and gratefully give from the abundance that is mine. We have great capacity for living, loving, and giving. I give today from joy and gratitude, and so it is.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. B is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore, and love is all that I can give to you. And you are given. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Repeat that line. Love was made for me and you.
Thank you, Lena. That was lovely. Today, the children will not be joining us. They're doing a special project. But for those of you that are new, that have children, that would like to bring the children to a program, we have a program here for children that would like to share with each of you. Let's see, Valerie, would you please bring the candle back? And as we, come get the candle. I'll get it. I'll get it. I promise. I'll get it. Thank you. Thank you, Valerie, for coming to get the candle. I appreciate that. For those of you that chose to have a prayer card when you came in, please feel free to put them in the basket at the entryway, and the practitioners will pray for you. And there's one more thing I have to say. Oh, and prayer support is provided throughout the sanctuary. Oh, you can go out on the patio with a practitioner, throughout the sanctuary, wherever you like. And so, without any further ado, I invite Reverend Bobby.
No tambourine? Hey, it's still early. I just wanted to thank Rev Veronica and Larissa. Thank you for that. So as we move through coming together, we're testing out things. So you get to be part of that. And we love feedback. Not too much. Just enough, right? Just really grateful we get to be here with you today. So I'm going to invite everyone to stand. And I'm just going to say, Lena, you rock.
Thank you, thank you.
So how are you feeling today? Oh my goodness, you're awake. Is it the later starting time? What's going on? Everybody's like, yeah, I got that extra hour this morning. I'm going to say I appreciate it too. I know something amazing is happening, right? And with it comes, as our amazing guest said, that stirring up. But coming out of that too is we got to let go of some things in order to really know what love is. We do. And that means we get to show up and fall all over each other, right? But here's how it works. We're not all falling all over at the same time. Oh, thank you, please. Wherever, all over. But the thing is, something amazing is happening. So can you, if you're new to this, just follow along. Is something happening? What is it? Something wonderful is happening through me right now. You rock, don't you? What is it called? It's this thing called life. Don't you want a band everywhere you go? If they could just play background music for me all the time, it'd be great. Where is it? Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is all that I am. And? That big we, it's all back again. What am I going to do with it? And? Now, hopefully what you share with each other is from love. But we'll forgive you if it comes out differently. How am I going to do that? Just the way it appears. I want to pause here for just a moment, because sometimes it appears in ways I don't really care for. But maybe you do. Sometimes what I like, you like. Sometimes what you like, I don't like. That's what's so great about the multiplicity of creation. So just the way it appears and? Just the way it appears not. Can you feel that community? You can go ahead and start playing that closing song a little. Start to move and get us moving, because in this space, in this place that we call God, manifest as every one of us, there is something rising up in me that is gratitude. It is the most powerful spiritual practice there is, because there is always something to be grateful for. I'm so glad for that. It is the practice, though, that sees it. So allow that gratitude to move up through your body. I could see it all over Juanita. That gratitude, can you see her face? Aren't you grateful she's here? So on the count of 3 for Juanita and everyone here, say this last line. 1, 2, 3, thank you, life.
When the walls come tumbling down, I choose joy. What do I choose? That's right. When the world starts spinning around, I choose joy. Yeah. When my heart is hard to move, when my music's lost its groove, when I have too much to prove, I choose joy. What do I choose? Sing it then. Tell me that, joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Sing it again, yeah. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Sing it again for us. Joy, 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 joy. Do you choose? What do you choose? Joy. I choose joy. Everyone, thank you so much. Have an awesome and a great week. Woo! Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. I'll always choose it. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Yes, I do. Oh, joy, 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 joy. We all choose joy. Come on now, yeah, joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Matt, what do you choose? Joy, yeah, joy, 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 joy. I choose joy.